You and me 手取り合ったのは僕の勇気ある行動 phase. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the. I guess you guys don't really see a divide between sessions of recording Radio Radix, do you? It just sort of pops out. But I'm beginning a new session. I plan to record 4 today, and this week might be the last week of Radix Reflects because Radix Reflects, if you go back to the first series or the first episode or the 0 episode, really. I talked about how Radix Reflects pretty much ran as a daily show alongside my Transformers lore uploads because I had a playlist with every single one of my videos in it, and I didn't want a huge chunk of that playlist just being uninterrupted Transformers. So I think I run out of Transformers re-uploads this week. So this might be the last week of Radix Reflects. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong and this keeps going, but I might not be wrong, you know. I may be wrong, but for all I know, I may be right. So let me just check my topics list, see if I have anything I want to talk about. I know what I could reflect on. Let me see if there's a Tumblr tag for it. Oh wow, for once Tumblr has failed me regarding looking up Tumblr tags. Oh well. Let me look through my topics list on my notepad to see if I have any good things. Alright, making content for YouTube. So Instagram TV came out relatively recently, at least at the time of recording this. By the time this comes out, it'll probably be old news. But people, and by people I mean like a very small handful of YouTubers are making content for Instagram TV. And they're saying, you know, they had to change how they do it because it's a vertical oriented platform. And, you know, they didn't really have a schedule because they don't know how the algorithm works. And that got me to thinking, for most YouTubers, and even for me, is the content I'm making, if the algorithm for YouTube changed, would I change my content? And I talk about the old internet a lot, and that's because I really like the philosophy of the zeitgeist, maybe, of the mindset of the old internet, where if you were an online personality, you did things because that's what you wanted, and you just happened to grow from it. YouTube, there's the algorithm question. There's the people who want to become, you know, big online people, want to be promoted by the platform, but in order to do that, you have to follow the algorithm. Which makes me wonder how many YouTube personalities would be doing something different with their content if there was no such thing as a YouTube algorithm. Now, I'm not sure how YouTube without an algorithm would work. I don't know how they'd be able to tell what videos to be suggested and stuff like that. But just, you know, let me pull a John Lennon here and just imagine all of the people doing content the style they want. So the prompt I have written for myself is, would you change your content, or are you making what you like and using YouTube as a platform? That's right. Should the philosophy of people on YouTube be that they're using YouTube and they're trying to be YouTubers? Or is it that they're just online content creators that just happen to be using YouTube as a platform? And I think there is some strong nuance between the term YouTuber and content creator. I use both interchangeably. Again, I talk about this in another video, but I just tend to use words that are used in the public lexicon, regardless of how I feel about them or not. But I do think there is nuance, and there's two different separate... Content creators are not always YouTubers, and YouTubers, in a sense, aren't exactly content creators. YouTubers, when I picture a YouTuber, or rather, when we break down the term YouTuber, it means someone using YouTube, possibly professionally, depending on how far you want to take this definition. They're, you know, the foot soldiers of YouTube. They're tied to YouTube. They are YouTube. Content creators create content, and I think a content creator shouldn't cater to the YouTube algorithm. I think the philosophy in using YouTube is using it as a platform. Sort of like how people run blogs and use Tumblr, but Tumblr doesn't really have an algorithm that I know of. So a lot of people on Tumblr retain their originality. But if they had this system that promoted specific blogs, depending on how often you posted or something, then I could see Tumblr going in a different route. That would actually change the what's the word? The surface, the face of Tumblr, depending on how. I'm starting to ramble. Let me recollect my thoughts for a second. It would change the face of Tumblr because people would be changing how they do blogs. But because of how free-form style Tumblr is right now and how much freedom they give its users, you see a lot of different diversity in content on Tumblr. YouTube, not really that, not to the scale of Tumblr, because people are trying to follow the algorithm. So content creators, do what they want, I guess. And I consider myself, when we take the nuances of those two words, I definitely consider myself a content creator and not a YouTuber at all. I do streams, sometimes on Twitch, but most of my streams are on YouTube. But on top of that, I use Twitter pretty frequently, and I don't just use Twitter to promote my YouTube stuff. My Twitter is very much a online personality type Twitter account. Discord, I really like the Discord server, and I guess I create some content there as far as writing goes, since I write, these stories. I actually come to think about it, I have a lot to say about what I want to do with the Cuckoo universe coming up. I don't know if me ranting about that would be spoiling it. Oh no, I'll leave it alone for now. But, I'm a writer. I write online. Is that okay? Is it okay for me to say I'm a writer? That seems like a big term, a very generous use of the word to refer to me. When you think writer, you think of Shakespeare and Stephen King, not Commander Radix writing Cuckoo Universe number 18 or whatever. I'm trying to get better with my writing, but yeah, and you also have the history channel in the Discord server. You have that my content on YouTube is spread out into different channels. I do think I would fall better into the category of content creator than YouTuber. So it's just an interesting mental exercise to just think about, if YouTube didn't have an algorithm and went freestyle like Tumblr did, how different would the content be on YouTube? That's something I'm curious into looking out at. Your favorite YouTubers, what would they be doing? How much does the fact that they're working on YouTube affect their content? How much is the platform hosting content, and how much is the platform influencing content? I guess is something I like to think about every now and then. And I wish I had any more insightful thoughts on this, but it's so far out there, it's so almost abstract thinking, that it's hard to make any assumptions, because it's just so, unfeasible, an algorithmless YouTube. But moving on.